What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Come on in. Sorry for the delay, but the boys are here to talk about the football team called the Atlanta Falcons, them dirty birds. It's time to get into it. How y'all feeling? Come on in. Sorry for the wait again. We feeling like Lil Wayne, but at the same time, man, we in this thing pop-up style on y'all. What's up, Smitty? You ain't over there still eating them chicken wings, is you?
Nah, man, I done finally woke up, my brother. I ain't gonna even lie, y'all. I fell asleep early. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, man.
Hey man, that's hard working fella right there, Smitty Sports Machine, man. You know what I'm saying? Smooth Smitty, if you know him.
Yeah, man. I actually stayed up Friday night. I actually stayed up Friday night to do them two videos for yesterday because I had a busy day yesterday. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. So and that's what I'm saying, man. Smitty been putting in that work, you know. So we both been really just working, trying to make sure everything, and still dealing with life at the same time. So hey, at the end of the day, we got it all situated now. So hey guys, we are here to talk about it. I know on my channel, I know I've definitely already kind of like talked about a couple of the hires that we have done. But hey, at the same time, we
Hey, we can
all
do it again, man. We can
yeah,
do it again.
we haven't had
Yeah.
our you're right, we haven't had our group discussion. You know, we haven't had
Right,
our
right. Yeah, we want to know y'all idea, y'all thoughts. Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
so so yeah, man. So again, man, shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Smitty, would you do the honors of shouting out everybody in the chat?
Trey, what's up, my guy, man? I definitely appreciate y'all too, man. Trust me, I do.
Yes, sir.
Without y'all, man, there ain't no Smitty, man. Trust me, it ain't. My guy Jason Roberts, what's good, man? He
Mm-hmm.
said 3 OCs with coaching experience. I love it. Offensive side of the ball, Stefanski bring true experience, which I love Kubiak, but Matt knew Stefanski was bringing all the stops. Yeah, we're going to get into that in 1 second. Jason, thank you. That's a great feedback. Let me put a star by that so I can bring that up again in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Kidd, what's up, man? Dirty Bird gang. Yep. So, I mean, look, Larry, what's good? Millie Mills said there should usually be no excuses for MP9. This year seems like we hire every available offensive minded coach to help coach this guy up. And he's absolutely correct. And we're gonna get into that in a second. Our boy let's get it GA stopping through, man. Sean, what's good? Frisco said he
Frisco.
gonna be able to check in, man. Pushed it
Yeah,
back. Yeah, man.
we're gonna be available about that.
Dara, what's up, man? We're gonna get to y'all questions, man. Trust me, we is. Robert Blackman, King ATL supporter.
What's happening, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Mr. Smith, yeah, he said he loved the pop-ups, man. We enjoyed doing it, man. Made for
Yeah.
good conversation. Nephew, what's good, man? Yeah, Raheem went to San Francisco as their defensive coordinator. So he took over for Robert Saleh. And I think that's the best spot for him. Zulu Warrior, Shaka, what's good, man? I don't know why I always call you that when I know who you is.
Right.
Strapped up, what's good, man?
Strap, what's happening?
And Thievius Carter, what's good, man? He said we need to go and get Devin Bush, linebacker from Cleveland. Uh, that's a tough one, my guy. I'm gonna be honest. I love what he did as a rookie, but after that rookie season, he kind of fell off. He got injured and he hasn't been the same. So we don't know what that mental is doing up there. But again,
See?
go ahead, Chris. You got it.
No, I'll
Take
do
us
a
to the next. Take us to the next part.
All right, y'all. So again, we've hired at least two guys, two offensive minds, and I know a lot of people have been saying like things like, "Oh man, you guys are getting." They're calling us the Atlanta Browns, man. Can you believe it, Smitty? They're Atlanta Browns. But the reason why because
Did
we
you
are
see
bringing
that
in more
Falcon
coaches
logo
that
in brown and all?
be.
My bad. Go ahead. I was gonna add. Did you see that logo in brown and orange? That's kind of messed up. Oh, got a delay. Chris, you there? He got a delay, man. He'll probably go out and come back in. But yeah, man, they talk about the Atlanta Browns. I don't buy into that.
Right,
You
right.
you cut out for a second, man. You got to do it again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's that doggone but
Stream yard again. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Go
But
ahead.
again, this guy just basically my point is now he used to be a former quarterback himself. played for the Buffalo Bills, originally drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the 90s. And he didn't have like a crazy career to where it was like, oh man, yeah, he's really known. But at the end of the day, he still played the position. And sometimes you don't make it as, in the position that you want to play, but you still want to impact the game. So that's exactly what he is doing and has done. And if I just start all the way back again, like I said, he started off with the Buffalo Bills in his coaching back in 2006 through 2009. He's also been with Tampa Bay. He's been with Green Bay, Cincinnati, Cleveland, of course. When they went to the playoffs as the offensive coordinator, because before he was a quarterbacks coach, running backs coach, quarterbacks coach again for Tampa. And then with Buffalo, like I said, starting off as quality control. You know how they do. You bring you in as quality control, bring you as the quarterback coach, and then you work your way up. And then he finally worked his way up to the offensive coordinator in 2020 to 2023. And, of course, helped leading Cleveland to a successful season where they go to the playoffs and they win the wild card game. And, honestly, he didn't stop there. He moved on. Went to New England, and I've already spoke to New England fans. I've had some people comment who are New England Patriots fans, and they have already stamped this man as the guy who has, helped Drake May with his progressions, helped him in his rookie season. And now we're expecting him to come here after being with Los Angeles last year to come in and do the same thing. So just think about the extensive amount of quarterbacks that he has coached. I'll give you a couple names, Smitty, and let me know if any of these names do anything for you. So you got a Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Yep, know that one.
You got also you also got a JP Lossman. Oof.
I know that one, Buffalo. I remember him.
All right, so you got Josh Freeman. Remember him?
Yep. 1 year wonder.
Hey, man, Josh Freeman. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, 2014 MVP, and that was by the way, that 14 MVP season, that was the first season that Van Pelt was with the Packers. Yep. So just want to throw that out there as well. Then you got Andy Dalton. You got Baker Mayfield. Right. Yep. You got Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, Jacoby Brissett, Drake May. Jacoby Brissett again, you know what I'm saying? And now we're hoping that he can take help take Michael Penix to the next level. I just want to know your thoughts because I know we haven't talked about it, Smitty. So tell me your thoughts about Alex Van Pelt. His resume really speaks for itself. I understand what you've done for me lately, being with New England as an offensive coordinator. He was kind of getting thrown under the bus up there with Gerard Mayo, and also just not aligned with the front office and ownership, honestly. So I look at it like that. He goes on to the Rams and also, coaching up Matthew Stafford, which is another guy. So I'm looking at it all. How do you feel about Alex Van Pelt? And y'all too in the chat.
I absolutely love to hire you, man. I'm going to be honest with you. When you look at his resume and what he's done, working with a lot of veteran quarterbacks, and it seems to be the thing with Kevin Stefanski and what he's doing. And it's something that Raheem Morris failed to do. He failed to put the proper coaches in the proper place. They tried to stick, close to what Atlanta wanted, and, with Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris, they tried to keep the same people around. When it's not working, it's not working. When it's not working, you go out and change everybody out if you have to, just to keep your job. Because don't get me wrong, had he did it properly the first time, he would probably still be the coach, and we probably had a playoff run this year. But when you can't get past your ego, these type things happen. But Alex Van Pelt, I think, is going to come in, and this is what I love about it, and I've talked about this already. The move that they're making offensive-wise on this offensive staff is they're putting strength around the quarterback position. And I know a lot of y'all say they're doing it for Penix. No, they're doing it for the entire team.
There you go.
When you have a weapon like Bijan Robinson, and see, this is the thing. The Atlanta Falcons, when it came to just being consistent on offense, with Zach Robinson, they weren't consistent. And this is the thing. All of these coaches they're putting around this offense, they have some kind of experience, a lot of experience as to not make the simple mistakes as far as clock management, as far as drawing up schemes for the quarterback to understand. They're gonna try to simplify this game to Michael Penix more than anybody. Now, I do agree with what I said before that I feel like these moves were because of the quarterback position, not only Mike Penix, but any other quarterback that's here.
Hello.
So think about it. Alex Van Pelt, the kid that came over from the New York Jets, and
Tommy Reese.
And Tommy Reese. So when you think about it, it's each one teach one. So they're going to come up with a collective plan, no matter what it is, to get this offense going in the right direction. We know what breaking that defense is going to do, but now that we have competent play callers and coaches around the quarterback position, whoever that may be, I think we may be cooking with fish grease. Because if you put game plan, who you going to game plan or game around is Bijan Robinson probably, but you got to look at Drake London if they bring Kyle Pitts back. It's going to be a process, man. But I actually love this hire. I was aiming for a hire like this probably 2 years ago.
Nah, you ain't lying about that. To have somebody just can come in and already have at least some kind of success, and that's another thing that you look at. You want to see, like, when you look at their resume, did they have any kind of success? I know you guys have been following us. You've heard me say those type of things on these lives, man. You got look at the resume, and it's like, okay, who have you helped? Is it all veterans? Did you overachieve with some guys who just didn't have as much NFL talent? Might have been some of the best college players, but just didn't have that NFL transition. And it's like when I look at Alex Van Pelt, what I see what going on with Drake May and the fact that he was able to help enhance his game after his rookie season. Yeah, he moved on, but everybody had to move on just about. Even Gerard Mayo got fired. So you look at it like he worked with him, just worked with Matthew Stafford. Think about it, y'all. Let's think about the what have you done for me lately. Matthew Stafford was in the MVP race. Matthew Stafford may win the MVP. Agreed. But again, regardless, Alex Van Pelt is around him when he's going through this stage of the MVP. Think about how old Matthew Stafford is as well. This guy is right. This guy has experience working with young guys, old guys, because you look at Joe Flacco, and regardless, he's having guys around him, or he's been around guys when they're having MVP-esque type seasons. Hint back to Aaron Rodgers. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, so yeah, those are the type of things that I'm looking for. Yes, you have experience working with veterans. We've seen that before, but you also have experience working with a guy who came out in the same draft as our guy. So that's why I'm a little bit more optimistic and open to Alex Van Pelt. Then you mentioned the other guy, Mr. Tommy Engstrand. Thomas Engstrand. Let me not call him Tommy. Thomas Engstrand. And the reason why I called him Tommy, because he's going to be working with Tommy Reese and also Alex Van Pelt. So working along with all those guys as a passing game coordinator, they're looking to revitalize our passing game here in Atlanta, fellas and ladies. So absolutely. So helping Michael Penix Jr. is going to be the primary goal, but depending on how long these guys are here within this system, it's going to be past Michael Penix if he does not pan out. Now, I think most of this fan base is pulling for Michael Penix just because of his story, everything he's been through, his gut. Like we feel like he can be the guy as long as we can keep him upright and keep him healthy, for the most part. But I understand those who are skeptical about his feet, his progressions, his IQ, him reading the defenses. I understand that, and I ain't got nothing to complain about to you guys, but it's still, I feel like everyone should be at least more optimistic about what's going forward with our Atlanta Falcons guys, because we're having all these offensive minds. And again, I said it yesterday and I continue to say it because I feel like I got to hammer this home with our fan base. Yes, we're getting people from the Jets. I understand, but look at the Jets. Yes, we're getting people from the Browns, but yes, look at the Browns and look at what these guys have in common. Outside of Van Pelt last year, all these guys still have in common working with less talent. The Atlanta Falcons are more talented than the Jets, the Browns, And really just what any other little bad team that's around, we have better talent than them. So I'm banking on, or at least I'm optimistic that these guys can come in, no excuses, because we have better talent and you've done more with less.
Right.
So
And
let's go.
that's all you can ask for.
That's it. That's it. That's all I can. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even go into Thomas Engstrand even more. Remember, guys, for those who already may know, but for those who don't, he's a Ben Johnson guy as well. He was with the Detroit Lions from the 2020 to 2024, passing game coordinator in 23 to 24. And also, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know for a fact that like they was like second in total offense, in between that span when he was passing game coordinator. And also former quarterback himself. He spent 13 years at the University of San Diego, honing his skills before becoming an offensive coordinator. And he also was under Jim Harbaugh in 2018 at the University of Miami. So again, being around winners, also being able to or help
University
orchestrate.
of Michigan.
Yeah, University of Michigan. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're around winners. And again, you're around guys who are doing things. Yes, you had Jared Goff and everything, but you still end up making Justin Fields for at least a half a season look like a competent quarterback. So
Right.
so again, guys, like I know I've been kind of like rambling, but I'm just really trying to connect the dots for everybody and just say, yes, I understand what organizations that they're coming from, but the offensive minds that are being brought into the Atlanta Falcons should not be undermined, y'all.
Right. Agreed. Mr. Smith, thank you for that $2, my brother. And he had a question. He said, "What quarterback you think we getting?" That's still up in the air. Since Kirk Cousins is getting released, and we possibly getting 20 to 25 million in more cap space. We'll see what they decide to do. Penix said he'll be ready to go week 1. That's still left to see, is to be desired. But they will probably go out and get a free agent guy, or they will bring in an undrafted free agent or draft a guy on day 3, I think. And I'm still thinking Carson Beck is going to be there on day 3, and he could be in the black and red again, this time with the Falcons. But quarterback positions, I'm still holding out hope Mac Jones, but that may fade, sooner rather than later. So
I'm gonna tell you why.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna fade, bro. Because
Go ahead.
because of their new DC. They new DC gonna come in there like, Kyle, I don't think that you should trade the Mike Jones at all. Like that's their problem. Like, let them figure it out. Yeah, because Raheem Morris is a new defensive coordinator for the 49ers. He ain't gonna he gonna be trying to throw salt on everything we trying to do.
Yeah, you know it. You know it.
He probably out there like, I'm glad you didn't run the ball. I'm glad you didn't, Kyle. Glad you didn't run the ball in Atlanta. Glad you didn't.
Hey, I agree.
I'm joking though, but I hope he would.
Joe said this structure should have been here when we had Ritter. Kid would have struggled so badly. And that's true. If we had did this for him, glad Penix is getting the proper treatment and developmental staff now from this staff. And that's true. We'll see how it blows over, but let's keep it real. Zach Roberts couldn't even make a collect call from a payphone booth. So yeah, it's actually the right move, and the add on to the staff. I think they got the right guy in the front office as well. And Ian, looking at what he helped Ryan Poles do in Chicago the last couple of years, I think it's one of the best moves the Falcons had in the GM position in probably 20 years. And there's no disrespect to Terry Fontenot, but I just don't feel like he had full control over what happened. So, I mean, if you ain't got full control, you just got to go down with the ship.
Yeah, we knew that was going to be like that, man. It's not like we wanted Terry to go, but we just seen how it was going, and still, best of luck to Terry, but, Ian Cunningham, another guy who's well-rounded, and the Falcons want a guy who's well-rounded, also grew up in Roswell around the Olympic times and knows about the Falcons, Hawks, Braves, everything. So, and one thing that's another common theme, you're starting to see, like, in the important roles, there are guys that really take this logo as a coveted, gem. Like, seriously,
right.
Like, you got Matt Ryan, and now you got Ian Cunningham. Both of those guys, they love the logo. And then they're just, adding Kevin Stefanski. And really, when you think about it, Kevin Stefanski is just looking to do one of two things. Well, actually, no, he's just looking to show that, hey, it wasn't me. I did the best that I could with that crap show in Cleveland. It wasn't me. And I'm getting another opportunity to show that it wasn't me. That's why it's like this has to work. Again, so everything, all these moves, they have to work. We have to have the best product on the field. And we don't need to be caught up into like a tug of war of, well, where you were wrong. No, you were wrong. Well, I'm going to show you that you were wrong. I'm going to bring all my guys here and we're going to succeed down here to where we couldn't up there. Like, I don't want to be trapped between a rock and a hard place. I just want results. At the end of the day, I want to win. I'm ready to start having playoff podcasts, Super Bowl podcasts. That's what we need.
We have a Super Bowl show. It's going to be lit.
But what you talking about? I'm talking about what? Man, we have to try to see if we can, wherever the Super Bowl going to be, try to see if we can just be outside the stadium. Yeah, we out here, y'all.
Right. And if it come in 28, we right on time. We right down the street.
Well, what you talking about?
But my boy Kurt said, winning against some teams we played this year shows there is talent. Once open may be dangerous. And he talking about opening up the playbook, just this talent just being, just one as a whole. And it will be dangerous because, look, when you have a running back like Bijan to open everything up, guess what? Run is going to work. The pass is going to work. Ronald Austin, go back to my videos. I did a video on both of these guys, Kyler Murray and Malik Willis. So just go check that out. Let's see. I think I got another super chat. Thank you for the donation, Ty. Appreciate it. Sign a bridge quarterback. Give MPJ the rest of 2026 to prove it. If he's not it, quarterback rich. 27 draft and get Maya Villa from USC. I can see that. But that depends on what we finish this year. If we finish as a top 10 team again after this year, now I wouldn't be mad because it's a new coach. It is win now. But let's be real. They got to get everything in place, get everybody, the chemistry going, get everybody in the right place. But, if we don't, have a first round pick in 27, I won't be mad. I'm sorry, a early first round pick is what I mean. I won't be mad. But if everything's in place and the way these quarterbacks and these coaches are stacking up, I got a feeling we'll probably be in the 20s. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think we at the least we have a 11 and 7 type team at the least. Because think about it, with the dysfunction we had the last 2 years, we started out 6-3 in 1 year, just fell off a map. Then this season, in this game, the season on a 4-game win streak. And the only game that cost us the most was that comeback loss to Carolina. If we win that game, we in the playoffs with a home game. So it's just simple things like that.
If we make it to the playoffs, and my thing is, I feel like it doesn't even matter what seed it is, even if it's wild card. If we make the wild card, just make the playoffs. Period. Especially with Michael Penix at quarterback, we're not drafting a quarterback in 27.
I'm still saying it was a collective. I still think it was Raheem Morris, basically the most that wanted Kirk Cousins. So Terry Fontenot signed off on it, and they convinced Arthur Blank. And Arthur Blank even said himself, he thought Kirk was one of the better quarterbacks on the market. So it was a collective. Signing. We say that we know who did it, but it's a collective at the end of the day. But I just think Raheem had the most influence since he was the head coach.
Yeah, I think he really pulled for Kurt. And again, I don't believe that they were going to draft Michael Penix until the owner laid eyes on Michael Penix and was like, hey, I do like, what I see in him. And then everybody else kind of like falls suit too. Like, well, we can go ahead and double dip. We got Kurt, but we also got a backup plan too. But we were winning with Kurt. We were 6-3 with Kurt. And it's like with Raheem Morris, he's looking at the success of the team. We've beaten the Eagles. We've beaten the Bucks. So at home and overtime, we beaten the Bucks again. So we took care of the Cowboys. So we're winning games. But my thing is, one way how I know that they wanted Kirk Cousins in there instead of Michael Penix was because that not only was that the plan for Penix to sit for 2 years, but also they just knew that they could not go back to Kirk after bringing in Michael, because we, the fans, would not allow that to happen, because we, the fans, seen how bad that that Kirk Cousins were playing. The arm was absolutely shot. The Chargers game, he really should have been benched then, but you can already tell that they did not want to bench Kirk Cousins. They did not want to do it, regardless.
And I think, to be honest, Chris, now that I look back at it, I think they didn't want to bench him because they knew Zach Robinson couldn't coach Michael Penix. They knew he couldn't, hold up. He needed more experience. Now that he's in Tampa, he's going to be with another veteran quarterback. So guess what? The veteran quarterback is going to lead him again. Dirty Bird said off topic, but do you guys
him out though real quick?
Say that again.
No, I said, but the thing about it is Baker will cuss his behind out for real. So he may be going through the worst situation.
He needs swift kicking. That's probably the best thing for him. Maybe if he get a swift kicking, he'll study more and do better. I mean, sometimes that's all some people need. Let's keep it real. But Dirty Bird said, off topic, do you guys see Clint Kubiak going to Vegas or staying put in Seattle? I believe he should stay in Seattle. He's already working out a deal to become the coach of the Raiders. So,
you look at it though. The only reason why he probably going to the Raiders is because they're probably going to give him full control, or to do, let him do what he do. And the thing about it is they're probably going to draft Mendoza, because I believe they should have like the number 1 pick this year. I think they have the number 1. Yeah,
he's definitely going there.
Yeah, they're drafting Mendoza, so he's already going to come in, draft his guy, groom him, and you already got a running game. You already got so one of the best tight ends already. As long as he stays healthy, he's probably going to be top tight end in the next 2-3 years. And I'm talking
I think he's the top now. I'm going to keep it honest with you, bro. I mean, I don't see nobody doing better than Brock Bowers. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes numbers can, put you ahead of people. But when you look at athleticism, you look at, his aggressiveness, the way he plays the game, the only person who can stop Brock Bowers is Brock Bowers. Let's keep it real.
Yep.
But go ahead.
Especially the way that he came in his rookie season, you could already tell. And that's what also made Falcons fans upset, because you see what Brock comes in, he doesn't have really a lot of talent at quarterback. You think about it, Geno was really kind of technically the best quarterback he's played with, but his rookie season, he goes absolutely off. And that's why a lot of people was upset, like, why we can't get this consistent out of Kyle Pitts? Well, different situation, some different things going on too. Every player is different. But Brock, yeah, man, they got some pieces to work with. I think they got to fix that offensive line and maybe add a few more pieces to the defense, because the defense wasn't really a lot of games was the thing to keep the Raiders in a game. So
facts,
so they got a few pieces over there. He's probably going to go to the Raiders and just work.
And they got Ashton Genty as a running back. Maybe he'll pick it up this year. So I mean, they got key pieces in place on the offensive side of the football, but they have to strengthen the offensive line. And they have to work on their defense. They do have Max Crosby, but if they trade him at the draft, or when the new league year starts, that's more picks that you could possibly have coming into this draft. And you could go out and sign other, veteran free agents to come in until you at bridge positions until you just build this team the way you want to. And sometimes when you build it through the draft, that's probably the best way to do it. I mean, it works for a lot of teams. The Eagles, for one, they got them a Super Bowl. So hey, why can't it work for anybody else?
Chiefs. Man,
Chiefs. Absolutely.
Drafting, man.
Todd, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, to quote me, F them picks. I mean, look, if MPJ is not the quarterback, Coach Ski has to sign his guy. I pray MPJ is the franchise. I pray for it too, man, because I know that kid has a lot of talent. I was watching Michael Penix 2 years before he even became an Atlanta Falcon. But it was something I was looking at earlier.
Did you have that one start from earlier?
Say that again.
Did you have that one question start from earlier?
Oh yeah. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Jason Roberts, man, he brought this up, and this is why we're gonna swing into it, man. He said 3 offensive coordinators with experience. I love it. Offensive side of the ball. Stefanski brought true experience, which I love Kubiak, but Matt knew Stefanski was bringing all the stops. He was doing that, man, and we knew it. But to segue into the next part of the show, right quick,
right on into it.
Let's go over to
let's talk about that
Michael
line.
Penix.
That line. Oh my goodness. Let me calm down. It's a family show. Calm down.
Well, you out of control. Well, we talked about he talked about experience, and Jason made a great point of bringing in them 3 offensive coordinators. But if you see the screen, or no, you can't see it right now. But if you see the screen, if you see the title at the top, it says "Comfort under center." And a lot of y'all brought this up in the chat already, man. And the reason why he wasn't comfortable on the center, he just wasn't being coached properly. And we knew that they were going to ask the question about, playing under center. Let's be real. It's sports is politics, is all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, let's listen to what Michael Penix had to say about playing under center. Because I told y'all he had no problem. I watched him at Washington. I knew he could play up under center. But let's listen to what he had to say right quick.
We have been talking about
in pistol. Is that something that you're more comfortable with in shotgun and pistol? Should we expect more play under center moving forward, or are you at your most comfortable when you're in shotgun or in pistol?
Yeah, man, I'm comfortable doing either or. That I just do what I'm told. I do whatever is called, and and I got to execute whatever is called at the best.
Pause. You see what he said right there at the beginning? I do it whatever it's called. I do it whatever I'm taught to do, pretty much. So whatever they call or whatever I'm, coach to do, that's what I'm gonna do. If they put me in the pistol offense, I got to run the pistol. If they don't want me on the center, hey, I got to do what they say. That's how I'm being coached. That's what they want. That's the game plan. Team player. Let's continue right quick.
My abilities, but it's no. The whole shotgun under center thing, it's not my call. I go out and, run the plays that I'm told to run, and, but it's no restrictions or anything like that. I'm comfortable and confident to do either or, and I know that we'll be mixing it up a lot this year, and I'm super excited for it.
Now let's talk about something.
Y'all see it right there. I mean, he was comfortable. Zach.
But my thing
what's the problem?
Bro, and that's what I'm saying. Like, again, like we've already seen it. And my thing is, shout out to everybody who was in the chat who was saying similar things to how we were up here, was saying we've seen Michael Penix under center. My thing is, the year when he took over for the last 3 games, Michael Penix was under center. So how does it all of a sudden turn into a thing to where, oh, he's not comfortable under center, or Kurt is the more comfortable one under center? No, it feels like Zach Robinson wasn't comfortable in the play calling for the guys, for the young guy like Michael Penix. And again, Kirk Cousins was brought in, and I said this before, another reason why you probably had to pay so much, because you had to pay for a player and a coach all in one person who can bring Zach Robinson along. You do that for 2 seasons, you have your out, because now you're more experienced and you possibly could be able to do something with Michael Penix. But all that went up in smoke. Then you had to work with Michael Penix, and you started to see some deficiencies. You went into the offseason. You had a full offseason to work with this man, and you still did not switch up the plays. You still did not work up the plays. And you thinking that a second-year guy who, is a team player, is not really kind of like Michael Penix is not a raw type of a guy. He's not going to get – I think he'll get in the face of some people, but it's not going to be how you think like some guys are. Like, example, I hate to say it, but if this was like Baker Mayfield, he would have been clashing with Zach Robinson all the time. Michael Penix is not that type of dude. Now the thing about it is, can you say whether it's right or wrong? That's up to you. But at the end of the day, I'm saying like he's going to play what is in front of him. He's not going to try to change any plays. He probably don't even have authority to change plays. Matt Ryan, who was an MVP in the Super Bowl, and a 9-year vet at the time, didn't even have opportunities to change plays. And again, when you're just a team guy and you want to do what's best for the team, you're not going to do anything that may cause a rift in the locker room.
Facts. And that's a sign of a good leader. And Ghost Pepper saying, in other words, MPJ can adapt to what is asked of him. And any quarterback can if they playing quarterback. One thing about a quarterback, if you develop a quarterback properly, whatever you game plan for, whatever you scheme for, guess what? They're going to be ready to run it. Because I told y'all, if you in college, now listen, I don't care what level you playing on. If you throw for 9,000 yards in 2 years, over 9,000 yards, nearly 10,000 yards in 2 years, that says a lot about you as a quarterback. It means you got talent. It means that you understand what's going on around you, and you trust your coaches. And let's be real, by him saying that, the tone of voice that he was talking in, he didn't trust Zach. And why should he?
But the thing, bro, remember, no, I'm about to bring up a point. I think, Lord, I want to say it was around the Panthers game, bro. You brought up a point to where it was just like, you don't think that Michael Penix trusts Zach Robinson. And we was like, because of the body language and because of the verbiage, like the way how he's looking. And then, of course, he wasn't on the sideline yet. He was up in that booth still. Right. So it's like we didn't have a connection anyway. Then all of a sudden, snap of a finger, he on the sideline. We win a game. Oh, I should have been on the sideline the entire time. Get your goof ass on my team.
But Chris, think about it, man. Think about the Minnesota game. I mean, he didn't have a lot of yards. We dominated that game with the run game. Let's keep it real. But if you just go back to that game, you saw 2 to 3 instances in that game where Michael Penix was frustrated and he was cussing. And when he got on the sidelines, he went off. Because it's just simple mistakes, not getting the play in on time. How the hell do you do that 3-4 times in one game? That lets me know you're not coaching that quarterback and you're not studying, what you need to be doing the game plan for the team. Because if you do that 2 to 3 times a game, that's the coach's fault. And I'm just talking about Raheem Morris. Because if you let your offensive coordinator do that, that lets me know that you just as incompetent as he is. Yeah, but Willie, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, loving the coaching staff move. I think our run game will be stellar. For Penix's sake, hope he is able to come back this year to get coached well. Absolutely true. And Willie, thank you for that donation. And if y'all, I'm telling y'all, man, please drop them super chats, man. They will be well appreciated, man.
I got a couple I'm about to pull up real quick.
I saw it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
First of all, this one, Ike Hillard called out Zach for his BS. And we talked about that. We talked about how Ike probably went to either the coach, the head coach, or the offensive coordinator. Regardless, the offensive coordinator and the wide receivers coach, they have to communicate. That's exactly probably what happened. He probably actually went over Zach's head and was like, hey, man, this guy got to get it together because he's not having these guys do this, that, the third. And it just was a complete riff because I do remember hearing that there were some things going on with Ike and the coaching staff already anyway. So this wasn't like a first-time thing, and they just was like, all right, Ike, you're gone. There was already things going on in the locker room with Ike, but I think Ike was just calling out stuff that he just didn't think it was right as a guy who played the position in the NFL himself. So that's a great point.
But think about it, Chris. If you have wide receivers that are having the best years of their career, i.e., Ray McLeod, i.e., even Kadarius Hodge, i.e., and whoever else catching the damn ball, Drake London, he'll know. Darnell Mooney. Absolutely. When you have a coach to get you to your peak point and they fire him, and then you want to say he was the problem because the wide receiver were not, doing what they're supposed to do. They wasn't, getting released. They wasn't running proper routes. That's dysfunction. That goes to the offensive coordinator more than anybody. Absolutely, because the offensive coordinator, I'm sure.
That's the perfect.
Go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
He said, I'm almost finished putting together a compilation video of all the under center plays MP9 did since he started.
He wasn't that many. Don't even waste your time. It was more towards the end of the season. I think it was. I had that graphic. Let me see if I still have it.
He may be talking back in college too, though.
Okay, I still got it. Let's talk about it before you get to that next question. I got one more super chat for Shaka.
But go ahead.
before this is you want to know the stats. Here it is. I saved it just for this. So we'll know how incompetent Zach was. You see week 1, 2.8%. Week 2, 12%. We didn't not see until up to week 12 when he had 50% out of the the pistol is the blue. So it's 42%, 50%, 42%, and you see it. On the left is the shotgun. On the center is in the green.
In the green.
He didn't. Now this was up to week 12.
He didn't green much for the 2K players. He didn't green much.
Missing all kind of shots. But you look, this was up to week 12, and under center was 50.9%. So you mean to tell me you had to wait all season to get over 20%? And look and think about it, looking from week 1 to week 7, 2, 12, 1, 1, 1, 1. Come on, man. that just one two snaps a game. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be funny, bro. I'm just saying. One snap a game for 4 straight weeks. Come on, man. Come on. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
And it's crazy because week 2, they're under center. We won that game. That was against the Vikings. Now that week 8, we could have won that game or at least went into overtime because that was the Patriots game.
Right.
So and then week 12?
Oh, my bad.
Week 12, that was the Jets game that we lost by 3.
Right. We lost that. That was because of special team, pretty much.
And by the time, but I want to say that, but I brought that one up because you see how it says 50% week 12, right?
Yep.
The reason why, because Kirk Cousins was
in there. Right.
So,
and that's the point we made at the previous show. You seen leading up to that week 12, how many times he was under center? Actually didn't even equal 50% the whole first 11 games. Think about that. Kirk Cousins probably did more in that game than Mike Penix did the whole season. That's just coaching malpractice. Keep it real.
Right.
Keep it real. But
if y'all wonder about,
then I answer the super chat. Yeah,
I was about to say, if y'all wondering about that 15%, that was Kirk Cousins too.
Right.
Michael Penix didn't get over 12.
Coaching malpractice at his finest. It's just sad, man. And it was just unfolding right in front of us. And we talked about it on the show the whole season. We still talking about the whole season. And it was just unraveling. Shaka, thank you for the donation, my brother. He says Zach just wanted his pistol formation to work. Kirk is a vet, probably. To Zach, man, I ain't running that. And that's true. Because as I told y'all, what did I tell y'all the entire season? Kirk Cousins was the offensive coordinator and Zach was just going along for the ride. I told y'all that.
Right. That is true. And to Tay Rush's point, yes, that does get counted. I mean, because it's under center. So think about it. When we were winning those games and we are in victory formation, yeah, it gets up to that percentage more. So you possibly could dissect that even a little bit more. I mean,
we got time today. If you want to do it, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? You could really dive into that even more. So it's just like, even if you take that away, it's probably even less than that. So that's it's just mild.
It probably 0.7.
Oh my God, bro. It just hit me in the head like a ton of bricks. Listen,
go ahead. Think
about this. Remember what we went through with Jimmy Lake on the last game of the season?
Yep, against the Panthers. Yep.
When all of a sudden the play caller went back to that bend but don't break stuff that everybody used to hate.
Right.
I'm just saying, it goes to the point of what it's saying about trying to make your stuff work. Your stuff don't work, but you trying to make it work. Then we go away from it and we see that something else is working, and then you try to come back to it. This is the same staff that allowed that to happen, though. So we shouldn't be surprised about anything that happened with Michael Penix Jr., anything that happened with Zach Robinson, because at the end of the day, y'all still my boys.
Ty, I'm just saying, you got to say it. Raheem Morris was the problem. because if he get rid of Jimmy Lake with no problem, he should have been able to get rid of Zach Robinson with no problem. And the reason why he couldn't get rid of Zach Robinson, he didn't have no one else to call plays. Let's keep it real. Too much inexperience. And like A1 said from the jump, hey, he trying to build his own coaching tree. But now it's not the time.
Let's win.
It's not
games.
The time.
Let's build credibility and win games first. One thing about it that I admired about Sean McVay was how getting that head coaching job, yes, but he made sure he brought in some veterans with him that could also teach him on the fly as well. Like, I understand that wasn't Raheem's first head coaching job, but it's been so long, it felt like it is your head coaching job again. And the first thing you do is bring in inexperience with guys who are growing and young guys anyway. You bring in inexperience right there. I just felt like you would have had a longer run as Falcons head coach, even if for a season or two you have experience, and then possibly you can bring.
Good at Chris. Man, StreamYard bad today. There'll be too many people on it.
Right. Know what I'm saying? So it's not like you possibly couldn't have gotten your guy a little bit down the road if he would have got some experience somewhere else. I just feel like
that's the thing. But you trying to build a coaching tree, you got to have the resume behind it. The reason why Andy Reid was able to get a coaching tree, what he's doing in Kansas City, he pretty much did it in Philadelphia. He just switched cities and kept on doing what he was doing and kept growing. When you build up a resume to build a coaching tree, I mean, yeah, you done, got the respect to do that. And Sean McVay is another one. I saw some on Twitter earlier about his offensive coordinators. Everybody that he done had now either went to another team to be a coordinator or a head coach. So, it is about your resume got to be about time put in. And Zach ain't put in no time. He goes from a pass game coordinator to an offensive coordinator. It takes time to build, respect for that. But C. Brian, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, I'm glad Mike set the record straight that he is comfortable in any formation. I run the plays I was told to. Point blank, period.
I'm just listening to my coach. And my thing is, you can't fault him for listening to the coach. That's what he's supposed to do. Because if he wasn't listening to the coach and was out there like just fluking it up, then we would be on him about that. So, sometimes you just got to, sit back and just wait. And my thing is, I love that comment because now moving forward, I'm expecting to see him in the pistol, in the shotgun, under center. I'm expecting to see wherever the coach needs it.
I could see him line up better wide receiver position if he got them running the trick play.
I ain't gonna lie. You
just keep it real.
If I'm on the defensive end, I'm gonna be real with you, Smitty. I see Michael Penix come out there lining up. I'm not paying him no attention. Because even if he do catch the ball, I feel like I'm fast enough to get back over there to get him.
Well, no, if that knee healthy, he run a 4.4, and then if he took a step back, he's still 4.5 territory. So he can still get it with them legs, man. He got to learn how to use his leg and get out of the pocket a little bit more. That's his problem. And like I said, some of it was on Mike Penix too, because sometimes we see the intentional grounding plays with him not being aware of where he was on the field. Some of it being, I could see him having run lanes. He don't take off. He tries to stand in the pocket a little too long. And in the NFL, when you see a hold to pick up yards, you got to take it. I mean, no matter if you want to or not. Here, we seen Kirk get a 20-yard game. So, I mean, that's something that you got to evolve.
Funniest thing in the world. Oh, boy. Like Kirk getting on down the field.
With a bad ankle and Achilles. Drea said Raheem made it about Raheem, not the team, the fans, or the city. Absolute facts. And I told y'all his ego would get the best of him. I told y'all.
Yeah, bro. Again, man, it just when you just feel like you know it all, or just feel like you just one of those guys that just I'm going to prove to y'all that what I'm saying can work and what I'm saying is right. It's just sometimes, man, you just can't be like that. You got to be open. You got to be open. And sometimes guys stay with the boat too long and they go down with that ship.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, if he could have went out and found a competent offensive, and there was guys out here. Byron Leftwich was a guy who hadn't got a job since he worked with Tampa, offensive coordinator. You could have went out and got him last year and possibly did better than what you did with Zach Robinson. Because you got to remember, Byron worked with Tom Brady when they won that Super Bowl. So he's a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. You mean to tell me he still can't go out and get a damn competent job? Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
But Dre said he said that before he exposed the coaches for his lack of development. And he did.
In so many words. Yep. Sure did.
Hey, how in your head, man? You must have said something that I just repeated.
What he says, I think he had some. I know he had said something. Carlo did. Yeah, here you go. He might be talking about this. He was like, no one batted an eye when Kirk got those intentional grounding calls, but held Penix over hot coals. I'm like,
yeah.
Hey, a lot of Falcon fans, y'all was on Michael. I know I was on Michael, but didn't say nothing when Kirk did it. But no, got to get Kirk too. Kirk doing it too.
That bullshit.
But one thing I was jumping on even more, I was jumping on Zach Robinson because how both of our quarterbacks.
Oh, he said I was typing a statement when I said it.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's just stupid, man. It's just simple-mindedness. I just don't get it. And for him to just come out and say that, it's just, and we all knew it because a lot of people in the chat during the season, y'all just kept saying that's Zach Robinson's fault. Zach Robinson not letting him, game plan for him to be on the center.
Mm-hmm. And I understand, Hey, now B-Lane ain't no technicality to it. Raheem is a champion. He is a championship defensive coordinator, and he's going back to and my thing is he's going back to California. Probably still got a house out there, and going back to California now and going to be coaching for San Francisco. So
yeah, he probably still living in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bay about a couple hours away, so it ain't no long ride.
Not at all.
DJ said I feel he wasn't comfortable with those plays where he had intentional grounding. I'm gonna be honest with you, DJ. Michael Penix still had a problem reading the field. Mm-hmm. Some of those intentional grounding came from him not being able to read the field and anticipate throws. If he anticipates a lot more, if he learns to anticipate throws, he'll be way ahead of the curve. Because, like I say, his arm strength talent is off the chart. But if you can't anticipate throws or read coverages, what good is your arm strength? Mm-hmm. It won't do you no good.
And you think about it too. Also, I'm just saying, like he had happy feet too. Like you can think about the footwork; it wasn't all the way there. And then when you add in people busting through the line on the right tackle side, now I ain't saying that it was every game, but at the end of the day, it was when it happened. Again, just like I was talking about situational stuff, it's when it happened. We're trying to drive. And we're trying to drive. I mean, guys get paid to play football on the other end too. I get it, but hey, man, you got to do the best that you possibly can to at least, regardless, protect the quarterback. And the offensive line, guys coming through the offensive line, he already got happy feet. He already not necessarily reading the field properly. And then he has on top of that dealing with an offensive coordinator who really is not catering to him or the offense to his strengths at all. So it was just so much going on, so much going on. And
see, I'm glad you brought that point up because that goes back to what I said during the season. If you can't use Michael Penix's strength to your advantage, that says enough about you as an offensive coordinator that anybody need to know. Because what is the first thing that a coach does with any player, no matter if it's quarterback, cornerback, defensive tackle, defensive back? They learn their strengths. That's why they draft certain players, because if they fit your system, you know their strengths and their weaknesses. It's just that simple. So you mean to tell me you signed Kirk Cousins, you know his strengths and weaknesses, so you really didn't do your homework on Mike Penix and know his too? Because I mean, look, if you did, he would have grew a little bit faster than what he did if he truly fit what you wanted to do, instead of trying to force a square, circle inside of the square. Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
I feel real good about the quarterback coach, DJ. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got a real quarterback coach. We got a couple guys that just, again, have been around MVPs, have been around guys who just, having career years, young guys, old guys, in between. You just, so again, I'm enjoying it because Matt is allowing the coaching staff to really just have that experience around young guys. Like, they're going to try to cater. I mean, right now, we have to say Michael Penix because he's our quarterback, and they're going to try to get the best out of him. So it's not just on Michael Penix. We're talking about the entire offense. And I believe with the skill players, we know we have the skill players, but with this coaching staff being able to work miracles with less talent, I'm not saying that it's playoff or bust in the first. I'm not trying to say that, but it kind of feels that way, doesn't it, Smitty? Because it's like we have all this experience. You have better talent. You have an entire offseason. I'm not saying that, a first couple of games could be a hiccup or two. First 6 games, I already said that anyway. First 6 games, I got.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you said that last year. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So first 6 games, I give it that. But regardless, we need to be going to the playoffs this year.
Yeah. And Dirty Bird game put it perfect. He said Raheem was a yes man, never held himself accountable, or nobody else accountable, always made excuses. We got to find a way.
I got so sick and tired of that. And I mean, I understand. They say we're gonna get tired of Stefanski putting accountability. Oh, I got to do this and I got to do that. But again, at the end of the day, man, I want accountability. If you messing up, say that you messing up and fix it. That's your job. It's your job to fix it. So just get it done. Let's just get it done. Solomon.
Yeah.
With the super.
I really like the offensive coaching staff that Kevin put together. MPJ has a lot of experience, offensive-minded coaches on staff to develop him. And that goes back to what I told y'all a couple of weeks ago. Development is more about the coaching staff than just one guy. If you got the right staff in place, the quarterback gonna pick and choose from who he want to take knowledge from, who he want to pick and choose in the film room, who he gonna listen to, and what makes the most sense. Coaching. One thing about coaching, if you got the right coaching staff around you, everybody gonna come in as a conglomerate and do the job as a whole instead of one guy trying to do most of this job, most of that job. Because you got wide receiver coaches that can help a defensive back. You got defensive line coaches that can help offensive line guys because they can, teach, moves, what needed, let's just say, for instance, you have an offensive line coach and y'all in the film room, y'all studying.
Mm-hmm.
That offensive line coach can tell that defensive lineman, hey, look for this. He does this swim move. He turns this way. He shoots gap this way. He loves to, spin this way. It's a proven fact. So when you have the right coaching staff together, everybody can pick off each other and build a winning organization. That's what made Andy Reid the coach who he is. Everybody that's been up under Andy Reid, they work together. And everybody knows that. Then this is what makes successful teams.
And the last point that I got on that is, remember, let me take y'all down memory lane, y'all. Yep. Remember our coaching staff from like 2015, 2016. Yeah, it had the Kyles, the Mikes, the Matts, again, they had all those guys, right? But think about it. Most of those guys came from a franchise that was up and coming, trying to make the playoffs. They had a guy named Kirk Cousins there. They had a guy named Robert Griffin III there. And again, they had to try to figure it out as well. A lot of those same guys went from one organization to another organization. An organization at the time with Mike Shanahan there, it was kind of called a little dysfunctional. Everyone wasn't on the same page. Then you got a lot of those guys leave there, go to the Falcons. Hey, man, we go to the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen identical like that, but all I'm saying is I'm trying to give you guys more optimism about this because, yes, those guys went from the Skins, who was a little dysfunctional, We bringing these guys from the Jets and the Browns, who's a little dysfunctional, to the Falcons, and they did better.
Right. And then that's to do with coaching. That is just that simple. Tay said before we say he can't read the field, let's see what was the play call and make sure everybody understood the play call. And that's a valid point.
Great point.
But that just goes back to what I'm saying. If they can't coach the right way and he can't read the field because he don't understand the play, that's the coach fault. And part of it is his fault for, if you can't read the play, throw the shit out of bounds instead of intentional grounding. Get outside the pocket, throw it out of bounds. That's just something you just got to learn to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm saying. I like that point by Monte Carlo too. If Jacksonville can do it, we have zero excuses.
Facts. Trevor Lawrence, to me, is one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league. Keep it real with y'all.
Shoot, but Liam, he getting the best out of him, and that's what I'm saying. The coaching,
yeah. Trust. He built up trust.
Yeah.
People underestimate the power of cohesion. Going into battle with your guys versus a stranger is big. Exactly why Caden needs to stay. He's a heartbeat on the defense. I want to see 300 Spartan mindset. Absolutely 200% correct. And me and A1 talked about that on the show we did. When was that? Last night or the night before last? We talked about who stays and who goes. We brought up Caden Ellis and why they need to re-sign him. That's absolutely why we said it. Go ahead.
Yes. And that word with the cohesion, if you go back or if you were here for when we had the interview with Todd McClure, we talked about cohesion, just with the offensive line, instead of just going grabbing a bunch of names or just bringing guys in. You got to have that cohesion. Guys got to know each other, just like he was talking about with the Tyson Claybos and the Harvey Dawes. And, those guys knew each other. Those guys were friends. Those guys went to war with each other. So having that cohesion, camaraderie, chemistry, all that stuff is similar words, but it's all underrated in sports, and you got to have it.
Yeah, absolute facts. Stephen West said, keep it real, sports family. I'm going through some changes at my job. I'm at Amazon, and it's a lot, but when you get a stable, I'm going to start super chatting. Hey, man, ain't no rush, man. Hey man, look, super chats are blessings, man. I just put out the word the other day because, like I said, the platform cutting back on what they pay. So y'all super chats, that helps me a lot. And thank you for loving our content, man. We do it for y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, but ain't no pressure, man. Trust me, ain't no pressure. No. We're gonna read your comments one way or another. Yeah, and 8-2, and 8-2. He's absolutely correct, man. Absolutely correct. If Trevor Lawrence can turn it around, anybody can. Anybody.
Yeah, Amazon, they a trip. I don't want to turn this into an Amazon, some beating them up or anything. But I do have some people that I know personally, family wise, and just everything that they're going through some things with Amazon, front office wise, just being a regular worker. So it's just I don't know what's going to happen.
Nah, man, I don't have Cash App or Apple. I'm an Android guy.
Oh,
but thank you anyway, DJ. Appreciate it.
I'm about to say, man, you got to get Cash App, man. You got to get Cash App. You got to get Zelle.
I had a bad experience with Cash App. That's why I ain't got it no more.
Yeah, I did too, man. It was so crazy. I got hacked one time. Them folks sold all my stocks. Sold all my stocks. I said, okay.
See what I mean? I had something even worse than that happen, but that's another story for another day. Drea, thank you for doing that, man. Thank you for blessing Steve. Thank you. And Steve, trust me, everything gonna work out like it's supposed to, man. It just God preparing you for something bigger. So, start to look at it as a positive that you got a job, and trust me, it's gonna get better. So when you start looking for a new job and something else to do, God gonna put you on the right path, and everything gonna work out for itself.
Right.
Trust me, I'm a witness to it. Been there, done it. Trust me, I'm a witness to it. When God put you on the path He wants you to be on, everything gonna change for the best.
Facts.
Dirty Bird Gang said Mike Penix needs development. He knows he holds himself, but as I've been saying, also a lot of others, he can't stand what was going on, and we said that. He hated it, but at the same time, he's a rookie and a second-year quarterback. So yeah, he didn't have the authority to make certain calls. Kirk Cousins did because he's been in the league 14 years. So yeah, he can make audibles. He can set up offenses. He can call red zone audibles and hot routes and all of that. But at the same time, if you Michael Penix, you got to get that experience and you got to have the coach to put that knowledge in you for you to use it. It's just like a teacher in grade school. If you're in a math class and you're doing a division problem and you're not getting it correct and you confused as to how to do it, guess what? You're going to keep getting it wrong until the teacher helps you to understand what mistakes you make to get it right. And if that person helps you with those mistakes to get it right, guess what? It's going to turn around. So that's why we saying with this coaching staff, with all this offensive talent, there's been offensive coordinators that's humbled themselves to take a lesser role just to help a young quarterback and help a team get to where they need to be. And Kevin Stefanski trusts these guys. So if you lose that trust, their ass gonna be gone just like everybody else. He won't be scared to make that move. Matt Ryan won't be scared to make that move. Trust me when I tell you.
Can't be afraid to make the move, man. We've seen that happen too many times. And another thing, again, I think, Smitty, we've already talked about it, but just to close out with it too.
Okay.
If Tommy Rees is having some struggles, you still have you got a couple former OCs who could step in that role if young fella not ready.
You mean quarterbacks?
No. I'm talking about coaches. Tommy Rees.
Yeah. If he mess up, they just gonna flip flop. He may end up being offensive coordinator 1 week, and 2 weeks later he may end up being passing game coordinator. It's just gonna be a chain reaction. Alex Van Pelt, he moves up to offensive coordinator. Extra moved to what's after that? Quarterback coach, and he drops to the bottom of the food chain.
Yep, just rotation, and then the same thing I can see about Van Pelt. If everything ain't working out with him, they may even try to go. And now that's a lot of different doors and a lot of different verbiage and people you have to listen to. But again, hopefully it doesn't turn out that way. But it is good to have that insurance policy because before we have not have insurance policies in place, or guys just wouldn't pull the trigger. So
facts.
It is taking a different direction. Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. I did see that. He did like the coach ski hire.
He did.
And he can't just come out. Some things he just can't come out and say because he's employed by a team. But you just can't throw people on the bus because you want to. But he did it. He did it when he did that Fanside interview. He threw him up on the bus a little bit because we caught on to what he was saying as to what we were saying about, we knew something wasn't right. And for him to say, I can run whatever you want me to run. I'm comfortable with whatever. I was doing what I was told to do. That's the coach.
Oh, and he commented on Michael Turner and Ovi Mahaley's show too when they was talking about the same thing about him being under center or about him, I said, the play call and everything. And Mike was like, "Come on, man, where y'all getting this stuff from?" So at the end of the day, Mike is trying to defend himself. He's out there. He's like, "Bro, y'all keep thinking I can't do this. I'm not doing that." Oh, they were saying he might have been injured the entire time, and he was just
I don't think so.
He's like, "Where are y'all getting this from?"
Now he did have on a brace, but that's because to keep his knee stable. Now, offensive linemen do that all the time, so that's normal. But 8-2 say Kurt was more of a snake than he gets credit for. When he gave his reason for lying, I was done. Plus, y'all mad at Terry for a good draft pick. Kurt cost us one, and we got nothing. Absolutely, nothing. But you think about it.
But media snake too.
Right. And he's a snake because guess what? He threw us under the bus as soon as he got here. Then when he couldn't have his way, what does he do? Go to Arthur Blank. I want to be traded.
Holmes said,
Holmes signed for $100 million.
Holmes broke chain of command and went straight to the owner.
Right.
I'm like, bro, that's like we being in the classroom, and me and you, we got a problem, but you go to the teacher.
Right.
Like, bro, what?
Telling. Yeah. You in the 5th round pick, man. Come on. You cost us a 5th round pick because you couldn't keep your damn mouth shut. And I think he did it on purpose. I'm gonna keep it real. You want to know why? Because when he figured out that they drafted Michael Penix, he knew his damn job was in danger. So he said, "I'm gonna make these motherfuckers pay for playing with me."
Permanent bench.
He did that on purpose. He did it on purpose.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, I can't lose my job to this young cat, this young Thundercat. Because my thing is, Kurt's close to him, and my thing is they throwing footballs or something. Man, he see what's going on. He see, man, this guy right here take my job and have me on the bench like how he was looking, keeping his helmet on. He really thought he was going into that Redskins game. I mean, excuse me, that Commanders.
Oh yeah. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Zach Robinson could have told him, "We're gonna see what he got this game if things go. Keep your helmet on." Who knows?
He just used to look crazy to me with that helmet on.
Hey man, let's go in. He used to look like the water boy.
See that? That's what I be talking about. What I be talking about, bro.
I ain't gonna start today, man. I swear. I swear I ain't gonna start today. I swear I ain't gonna start.
Hilarious.
Oh boy. I swear I'm gonna stop one day, but the day ain't gonna be the day. What was that, man? See, you don't make me lose my train of thought, man. Look at your ass. Yeah. But now that he's probably going to be cut, we can finally move on from that and finally move in the right direction as far as quarterback, man. And I think, like I said, Michael Penix was the guy, but he wasn't coached properly and he wasn't developed properly those first 2 years. So now we probably get to see under real staff, what he has. Because like you said, those last 3 games, he looked totally different what he did from any point in 2025. So it lets you know the fix was in beforehand. Because the last 3 games, if he played the way he did the last 3 games, and yes, he only threw 3 touchdowns in those 3 games, but him being able to move up and down the field, being able to read the field, being able to find targets. Because I'm going to tell y'all, not any quarterback could have made that throw to Kyle Pitts in Washington. Not any quarterback.
Yeah.
That window was about tight as it gets. Probably had to put some vinegar in to loosen it up, if y'all know what that reference to. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Solomon said he admitted that Falcons tampered with him was before they drafted Michael Penix. I still felt he did that on purpose. Absolutely, he did. Ghost Pepper said this staff is heavily focused on creating a specific, intentional development plan for MPJ. And I told y'all the reason why I feel like Stefanski was hired from the jump was because they got Michael Penix still in their future plans. No matter who it is, no matter what quarterback it is. But they want to keep the quarterback as consistent as they can. Because think about it, we had the same quarterback for 14 years of Matt Ryan. That's the standard now. So if you're not up to that standard, guess what? They're going to keep trying to find the right quarterback and the coach until they get it right. And he said by installing the offense better suited to maximize Penix skill set. Absolutely. Absolutely, Ghost Peppers. Go ahead, Chris.
Nah, man. No, just yes, he is. Yes, he is a need. Yes, he is. But hey, man, that's another thing that just makes the show fun, man. We don't really take ourselves too seriously, man. And
nope, I got to crack a joke. I wouldn't be me if I didn't.
I'm telling you, man. But at the end of the day, man, again, don't want it to be out overshadowed or anything like that, because I know I almost forgot. But also the Falcons also made another move. They are bringing back one of our guys that we have been familiar with, they call him Tombo, and they're at the Tombo Abantaniko, but Abantakanda.
I can't pronounce it. I ain't even tell you no lie.
I think it's Abantakanda. Now, either way it goes, I'm sorry.
We just gonna call him Mr. Matumbo Bando.
Lord have mercy. Bando Tombo? I don't know it.
Whatever
now,
it is.
Now you're getting crazy. Now don't start that again. It's just, either way it goes, man. This guy has been with the Atlanta Falcons front office for the last 14 years, starting his tenure in 2012. It was a good year. But either way it goes, this man right here has been is now the director of college scouting. He's been a national scout. He was an area scout and, of course, a scouting assistant. and he has worked his way all the way up to now being the director of college scouting. He took the position in 2024, and he will retain the position as, you know, a new coaching staff coming over. They wanted to see if they were going to keep him along, and yes, they did. I wanted to say that he has been credited as a key figure in the evaluation and selection of the Pro Bowl tight end Kyle Pitts. Also, he oversaw the scouting for the highly regarded 2025 draft class, which included Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr. And also, he is a native of Atlanta, Georgia. He attended Osborne High School in Marietta. So
yeah, I know my brother went there. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He went undrafted in 2009. He attended rookie camp for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And
man, damn, StreamYard tripping. Well, StreamYard again. But yeah, I mean, they had to keep somebody from that scouting staff, especially after that draft class last year. So maybe they may find 2-3 more gems. And like I said, you know, Ian Cunningham, he was in Chicago, so I can see him trading that second round pick, and you know, doing what they need to do to build this roster. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you don't have to be a first round pick to make it in the NFL. Tyler Algier, 5th round pick, 1,000-yard rusher. Grady Jarrett, 5th round pick, one of the best defensive players in Falcons history. All you got to do is find a match that matches with the scheme you run on offense or defense, and everything else gonna pan out and do it and work itself out. Look at what Mike Vrabel doing in New England. He don't have a whole lot of big names, but he in the Super Bowl because he implemented the system and he's sticking to it. And that's all we have to do.
Yeah, man. Stick to it. Stick to your guns in the right way, man, and make adjustments when you need to.
Yep. Dirty Bird game. We're gonna end it on this one. He said, "I want to thank everyone for this chat for supporting these men. They work hard and need more likes on them videos. I look forward to catching up with you guys. But shout out to the chat, man, for real. Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming through as always, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the super chats, and thank y'all for just joining us on the Sunday that we just decided to do a pop-up show. Because guess what? We do pop-up shows. We know y'all gonna come through, and we know y'all gonna support, and we know y'all have a lot on y'all chest from what y'all see during the week. So again, if y'all see one of my draft profile videos, drop a player y'all would like me to do up under that video. If I get the time, I will do it. I'm working on probably defensive tackle right now, because even though, you know, we kind of got, you know, 2 good young defensive tackles, I still think we need maybe a veteran or a young guy to come in, you know, to help with the run stopping, because that's still going to be a focal point of the defense that we need to fix. But you got anything to say before we get out of here? Oh, hold on, right quick. Shout out to my boy Trucker Mike, man. Happy birthday, my guy. He said he's a big 32 today, man. Happy birthday, my guy.
Happy birthday, Trucker Mike. Happy birthday to you.
Big supporter of mine for a long time, man. Go ahead, Chris.
The last thing I was just going to say was I saw that about Razor Boy. Yes, I did see the whole thing with Kobe Bryant responding. I mean, Kobe's out here having fun. I feel like you don't know what you don't know, but Kobe's going to have to start dialing it back just a little bit. You know, so that's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just a bit. Absolutely. You got to establish himself a little more.
Right. You got to let the ego, you got to let that deflate a little bit. But Miss Drea said you came in late, go back to the beginning. Everyone to be blessed. Yeah, man, if you miss any part of the show, trust me, you're going to want to go back and check it out, man, because Michael Penix said some things that made all us were right from the jump, and he just confirmed it. So he really just basically giving a shout out to Falcon fans, you know, for knowing what was really going on. Let's be real. That's what it meant to me. But you got, like I said, man, take us on out.
Hey, man, A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Please come over and be a part of the A1 family. And thank you to everyone who is a part of the A1 family. I appreciate every last one of y'all. Hawks Digest as well. For those who don't know, Veet Krejci is no longer a member of the Atlanta Hawks, and we have a video over there talking about it. and we're going to talk about it some more because there's some more details we got to get into about that. But yeah, V. Krejci is now a member of the Portland Trail Blazers. Very interesting trade there. But also Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok.
That's what I'm talking about, man. And y'all know where to catch me, man, every day right here on Smitty Sports Machine. Before we go, man, ATL Faithful, man, y'all go check him out. He getting close to 1,000, man. Help him get there. Help him get there, man. So he can be blessed, man, with these super chats. And he don't do it for that, and I know he don't. Genuine guy. I always call checks on me, man. So shout out to ATLGA Faithful, man. Big Falcon fan. And as always, my guy, I appreciate you as always. You got to come on the show, man. Soon we can link up for a show.
Right.
So I mean, look, I'm waiting on you, man. We waiting on you. Steve said his son turned 18 today. Devontae, happy birthday, my guy.
Hey,
happy birthday.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, today is the first.
Yep.
Man, what my manners at?
Wake.
Happy birthday to my late stepfather, Charles Thomas. Happy birthday, my guy. I know you're looking down on me, and you're one of the reasons why I'm sitting here right now talking sports, talking Falcons, because you taught me the game and you made me who I am knowledge-wise about the game of football. Shout out to you, man. I know you're looking down on me.
Salute.
But yeah, man, like I said, catch me right here on Smitty Sports Machine. Also catch me on Twitter at FatBoySlim_21. As always, I'm over there on Twitter blowing things up. And Chris will tell you I'm over there, be over there bullshitting over there too. So at the end of the day, I'm just tell y'all I'm always be me. Don't feel like I'm a change because judge is me. And hey, that if I'm not acting silly, you would think something wrong with me. Keep it real with you. So just like y'all be in the chat, when I don't come in on time for the show, what do y'all do? Clown me. Because y'all know I'm not going to take it personal. I'm just a silly dude. But again, man, for my boy Chris, A1 Forever, Antoine Smith, we're going to roll on out of here, man. Let y'all get back to y'all Sunday. There's no football, and I hate that. But the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl coming, so we'll look at that to see what the Falcons going to be looking at to bring in the April's draft. Until then, until next show, we'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace.